Hey everybody, Jake here for American Trucks, and today I'm chatting with Jalen about his 2017 Ford F-150. Jalen, thank you so much for being here with me today.
Not a problem.
So for everybody who's watching at home, Jalen is driving a 2017 F-150 XLT with the 3.5 liter EcoBoost. For wheels, he's got the Rough Country one-piece Series 93s with the matte black milled finish. These are 20x10s with a negative 18 millimeter offset, making for a very aggressive stance. For tires, he's running Fuel Gripper mud terrains, and these are 33 by 12.5s. And for suspension, he's got a 2.5-inch front leveling kit. What made you go with this direction for your build? Was there an inspiration or a usage behind your thinking in picking these modifications?
I really like the kind of the Baja look, especially of having some offset out there. I live out in the country, obviously, so we do plenty of off-roading and things like that. Definitely some times where we need that extra traction from a really aggressive stance, that wider wheel and tire. And it also makes it really stable on the road, especially like around corners and things like that. You've got the wider stance, you're putting down more weight on the ground. I love the way it handles.
So let's dive in. I want to talk about the wheels first. So again, you're running the Rough Country one-piece Series 93s, and they have the matte black milled finish. They're 20x10s with that negative 18 millimeter offset, making for a very aggressive stance. So my first question is, what drew you to this wheel? What do you like about it?
The reason why I picked that color specifically is because I like the two-color approach to a vehicle. So that milled finish matches my silver, and of course the black matches the tires and the black accents.
So were you considering anything other than like the black with the milled finish?
No, I knew I wanted black. I had some chrome wheels on it before when I bought it, and the chrome just didn't go with the truck at all. There would have been some chrome badges on it, just small details. The chrome wheels looked really out of place. That's the conclusion that I came to on that.
I want to talk about kind of the sizing of these too. So again, they're 20x10s with that negative 18 millimeter offset. So you've got quite a bit of poke coming out from the fenders. What was your thinking behind that?
It's my first truck build, so of course you need to go a little bit extreme with your first one, right? I think that's the only offset option that Rough Country had at the time. I believe now they've added a 0 offset, so that would be a little bit less poke.
When you take the truck off-road, do you get a lot of mud and dirt kicked up on the side of the truck from having the wheels stick out so much?
Yeah, it slings a lot of mud. Also, I think that poke, I probably lost 3 or 4 miles a gallon for fuel economy.
Talking about the tires, these are the Fuel Gripper mud terrains, and they're 33 by 12.5s. What made you go with this size?
Yeah, so this was a wheel tire combo. Actually, you can get them a little bit cheaper that way. I do believe they had a 35-inch tire option, but you can hardly make 35s work with just a level kit in the front. I mean, it would just be rubbing all over the place. So originally I would have liked to gone 35s. That's about as American as it gets, 35-inch tires, but I'm fine with the 33s. They look all right the way it is.
So these are also a mud terrain, so you've got a pretty aggressive tread pattern on there. So did you notice a lot of increase in road noise or bumpiness when you put these tires on?
Yeah, it definitely got a little bit rougher. I went from a 8-ply to a 10-ply tire. Personally, I love the way that they handle. The F-150s, the steering is really, really soft, so it can get a little bit squirrely, especially with some narrow tires on it. I feel like it's a lot more stable, and as far as road noise, I like my tires to sing a little bit. I like the sound of it.
Again, since you upsized your wheels and tires, did you notice any error with like the speedometer or odometer reading off when you had these on?
It probably jumped 2 or 3 miles an hour off. Obviously, you get up 70, 80 miles an hour, it gets farther off. I did have a Ford dealer kind of true it up a little bit. The way they have it set up is so your electronic speedometer and your physical speedometer aren't the same. So you can only true one of them up. So I have my needle trued up about as close as it can get. But then when you set your cruise, it runs off the electronic speedometer. So that one's about 2 or 3 miles an hour off, which bugs me a lot, but there's nothing you can do.
Let's talk about your suspension. So you've got a 2.5-inch spacer leveling kit in the front of the truck. So what made you go with this setup and especially this size of lift? Because this is really just kind of leveling out the stance of the truck. You didn't go too super high.
Probably price and fuel efficiency is why I haven't done a lift kit on it. I might do it eventually, maybe like a 4-inch lift, but you're going to lose another probably mile or 2 per gallon on your fuel efficiency. Obviously, if I put a 4-inch lift on it, I could fit 35-inch tires on it. And it's also important to note, 2.5 inches is about right. It doesn't have any miles on it straight out of the factory. As you drive it, and especially as it sits, those front springs are going to sag down. It's about 1/2 inch off about a half-inch lower in the front right now. That's just how trucks are. They're going to sag in the front. You're going to lose your level kit, and the only way you're going to fix that is if you put a lift kit on it.
When you got everything on the truck, did you have any issues with getting the alignment done? Did it align okay?
Most of your tire shops are going to tell you that a big wheel spinning a big mud terrain tire like that really isn't going to be ideal for getting it balanced and aligned. I didn't have any problems with getting it aligned.
Now, you don't have any issues with rubbing or fitment with these now with the leveling kit on it, correct?
It does rub a little bit. Probably been too lazy in trimming it. Probably wax some more stuff off with the saw. It's only when I turn my tire all the way, it does rub just a little bit, but it's hardly enough for me to worry about anymore. And I did trim, it should be noted that I did trim a little bit on it. When I put the tires on, it rubbed really bad. It all depends on how much you want to tear up your front fenders and the liners, you know, especially if you're rubbing in the front.
Knowing what you know now, having lived with this for around a year or so, is there anything you do differently?
I would say probably not. There's several small things that I'd like to change. Maybe if I had to do it over again, I might spend a little bit more money on getting some different wheels. I really don't have any problems with how it is now. The only other thing I'd ever do to it is put a lift kit on it and put 35-inch tires on it, just to say I had 35-inch tires.
All right, well, Jalen, thank you so much for being here again with me today and chatting about your truck. For everybody who's watching at home, Jalen is driving, again, a 2017 F-150 XLT with the 3.5-liter EcoBoost. For wheels, he's running the Rough Country one-piece Series 93s with the matte black milled finish. These are 20x10s with a negative 18mm offset, making for a very aggressive stance. For tires, he's got the Fuel Gripper mud terrains, and these are 33x12.5. And for suspension, he's running a front 2.5-inch spacer leveling kit. So Jalen, thank you again for being here with me today. Thank you all for watching, and remember, for all things F-150, be sure to keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.